Hello, my dear friend. Welcome to our little home for learning. My name is Anna, and this is the VUS, Learning English podcast. I am so happy you are here with me today. If you are new here, welcome. We are a family of learners from all over the world, and if you are coming back, hello again. It is always wonderful to have you. Today, we are going to do something special. We are going to talk about words, but not difficult words, not confusing words. We will talk about simple, beautiful words, words that can make you feel warm and happy inside, words that can give you hope and make you feel strong. Knowing special words is not about being better than other people. It is not about a number like 97%. No. Knowing special words is about feeling good. It is about understanding your own heart. It is about sharing your feelings with others. So today we will learn 15 easy words together. These words are like little keys. They can open doors to new feelings and new ideas. Thank you so much for joining me. Your time is a gift, and I am so thankful for it. Before we start, if you enjoy our time together, please think about following our podcast. When you follow, you help our little family grow. You help us reach more wonderful learners, just like you. And I have a small question for you. Where are you listening from today? Are you in a big city or a quiet town? Are you in Europe, Asia, Africa, the Americas? No matter where you are, I am sending you a warm hello. Let's begin our journey together. In this episode, I will share 15 simple words with you. These are words you might already know, but we will look at them in a new way. We will feel their meaning. We will see how they can make our lives better. For every single word, I will tell you what it means in a very easy way. I will show you how to use it in your life. I will tell you little stories. These stories will help the words stay in your heart. This is not a test. There are no right or wrong answers here. This is a time for you, a time to relax and learn with a friend. Stay with me until the end. We will feel the power of simple English together. You are a vocabulary expert in your own heart, and I want to help you see that. Let's get started. Word 1, value. Our first word is a beautiful one. The word is value. Let's say it together slowly. Value. I know you have probably heard this word, but what does it really mean? Is value about money? Like the price of a toy or a book? Sometimes, yes. But value is so much bigger than that. Let's think about it this way. Value is what is important to you. It is what is good and useful in your heart. Imagine you have a grandmother and she gives you a small old blanket. The blanket is not new. It did not cost a lot of money. But for you, this blanket has great value. Why? Because your grandmother made it with her own hands. She made it with love. When you hold the blanket, you feel her love. You feel warm and safe. That feeling is its value. It is a feeling that money cannot buy. The value is in the love, the memory, and the warmth. So value can mean importance. What is important to you? Maybe you value honesty. This means you think being truthful is very, very important. You want your friends to be honest. You try to be honest too. Honesty has a high value for you. Maybe you value kindness. This means you believe being kind to people is important. You help others when you can. You smile at people. Kindness has great value in your life. The word value helps us talk about these big ideas. Let's think of another example. Think about clean water. We need clean water to live. We need it to drink, to cook, to be healthy. What is the value of clean water? We cannot put a price on it. It is more important than all the money in the world. Its value is life itself. We can also use value as an action word. We can say, I value our friendship. What does that mean? It means our friendship is very important to me. I care about it. I want to protect it. I am happy we are friends. Saying, I value you is a beautiful thing to say to someone. It means you are important to me. You matter to me. So our first word, value, is about what is truly important. It can be about money sometimes, but most of the time, it is about love. It is about friendship. It is about kindness. It is about all the good things that make our lives beautiful. What do you value in your life? Take a quiet moment and think about it. It is a wonderful question for your heart. Word 2, sustain. Let's move to our second beautiful word. The word is sustain. Sustain. Let's say it slowly. This word might feel a little new, but its meaning is very simple and very strong. To sustain something means to keep it going. It means to help it live for a long time. It is like giving food and water to a plant so it can grow tall and strong. Imagine you are running a long race. Not a fast race, but a very long one. A marathon. You cannot run super fast at the beginning. If you do, you will get tired very quickly. You will not be able to finish. So you need to sustain your energy. You need to keep your energy going for the whole race. You run at a good, steady speed. You drink water. You breathe deeply. You are helping your body to keep going. You are sustaining your effort. Let's think about another story. Think about our beautiful world, our planet Earth. The Earth gives us everything we need. It gives us air to breathe. It gives us food to eat. It gives us water to drink. We need to help our planet. We need to sustain it. This means we need to take care of it so it can keep giving us these gifts for a long time, for our children and for their children. When we plant trees, we help sustain our forests. When we save water, we help sustain our rivers and lakes. We are helping the earth to keep going. Sustain is also about feelings. It can be about hope. Imagine a man who is going through a very hard time. Maybe he lost his job. He feels sad and worried, but he has a family that loves him. He has a dream for a better future. This hope for a better future sustains him. It keeps him going. It gives him the strength to wake up every day and try again. Hope is like a little light in his heart that does not go out. It sustains his spirit. In your English learning journey, you also need to sustain your motivation. Some days are easy and fun. Other days are hard. You might feel tired. You might feel like you are not making progress. On those days, remember why you started. Remember your dream. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to talk to new friends from other countries. Maybe you want to get a better job. That dream will sustain you. It will give you the energy to keep learning little by little, every day. So our word sustain is about keeping things alive and strong. It can be your energy. It can be our planet. It can be your hope. It is a word about strength and continuing on. Word 3, various. Our third word is a fun one. The word is various. Various. Let's say it together. This word is like opening a box of colorful crayons. Various means many different types of things. It is not about how many things there are. It is about how different they are. Imagine you have a garden. In your garden, you have only red flowers, many, many red flowers. You can say, I have many flowers. But now, imagine your garden has red flowers, and yellow flowers, and purple flowers, and white flowers. They are all different colors. They are all different shapes and sizes. Now you can say, I have various flowers in my garden. The word various tells us there is variety. There is a beautiful mix of different things. It makes the garden sound much more interesting, doesn't it? Let's think about another example. Let's go to a market, a big food market. At the market, you can find various foods. You can find sweet fruits like apples, bananas, and strawberries. You can find fresh vegetables like carrots, tomatoes, and spinach. You can find different kinds of bread and cheese. All these different types of food mean there are various foods to choose from. The word various paints a picture of choice and diversity. We can use this word for people too. Imagine a team of people working together on a project. One person is very good at art and design. Another person is very good with numbers and planning. A third person is a great writer. You can say, the team has people with various skills. This is a very good thing, because all their different skills together can make the project amazing. Their differences make them stronger as a team. Let's think about your English learning. How can you use this word? You can learn English in various ways. You don't have to do the same thing every day. That can be boring. One day, you can listen to a podcast like this one. Another day, you can watch a movie in English. The next day, you can read a simple storybook. Or you can try to talk with a friend in English. Listening, watching, reading, speaking. These are various ways to learn. Mixing them together makes learning more fun and more effective. You are using various methods to reach your goal. So, our word various is a colorful word. It celebrates difference. It tells us that a mix of things is interesting and beautiful. Whether we are talking about flowers or food or people or ways to learn, variety is a wonderful thing. Word 4, emphasize. Our fourth word is very useful for speaking clearly. The word is emphasize. Emphasize. It's a longer word, so let's say it again. Emphasize. What does it mean to emphasize something? It means to show that something is very, very important. Imagine you are talking to a friend. You are telling a long story. But there is one part of the story that is the most important part. You want your friend to really listen to this part. So you might speak a little louder, or you might speak a little slower. Or you might say, listen, this is the most important part. When you do this, you emphasize that part of the story. You are putting a little spotlight on it. You are saying, pay attention to this. Let's think of a teacher in a classroom. The teacher is explaining a lesson to the students. There is a big test tomorrow. The teacher might write something on the board in big, bold letters, or she might draw a star next to it. She might say, it is very important to remember this for the test. She is helping the students to see what is most important. She is emphasizing the key information. We can emphasize things with our voice. For example, if I say, I want you to learn this, it is a normal sentence, but if I say, I really want you to learn this, I am emphasizing the word really. I am adding importance to it. I am showing my strong feeling. This is very helpful when you learn English. Sometimes the speaker will emphasize a word, and that can help you understand the feeling behind the sentence. For example, a friend asks, "Are you tired?" You can say, "I am so tired." By emphasizing so, you are showing that you are not just a little tired. You are very, very tired. Let's think about it in a positive way. When you are learning English, it is good to emphasize your progress. Maybe you only learned 2 new words this week. You might feel that is not a lot, but you can emphasize the positive. You can say to yourself, "I learned 2 new words. That is wonderful." You are putting importance on your success. Even small success is important. This helps you stay happy and motivated. You are emphasizing your effort and your achievements. So, our word emphasize is like a little light. We can use it to shine on the most important ideas. It helps us communicate better. It helps us show what is in our hearts. And it helps us to encourage ourselves by focusing on the good things. Word 5, typical. Our 5th word for today is typical. Typical. Let's say it slowly together. Typical. This word helps us talk about what is normal or usual. It describes something that you expect to see. Let's imagine a typical school day for a child. What happens? The child wakes up in the morning, eats breakfast, goes to school, learns in class, plays with friends, comes home, does homework, eats dinner, and goes to sleep. This is a typical day. It is the usual routine. There are no big surprises. It is what usually happens on a school day. Let's think about another example. Think about weather. What is typical weather in the summer where you live? Maybe for you, typical summer weather is hot and sunny. You expect the sun to shine. You expect the days to be warm. So if someone asks, "What is the weather like in the summer here?" you can say, "It's typical for it to be hot and sunny." The word typical helps us describe a pattern. It helps us explain what is common for a certain group or situation. Let's think about animals. What does a typical cat do? A typical cat likes to sleep a lot. It likes to play with string. It purrs when it is happy. Of course, not all cats are the same. Some cats might not like to play with string, but we can talk about what is usual or common for most cats. That is what typical means. Sometimes the word typical can have a little bit of a negative feeling. Depends on how you say it. Imagine your friend is always late. Today, you are waiting for him. He arrives 30 minutes late. You might say with a little sigh, "That is so typical of him." What do you mean? You mean, he is late again. This is usual for him. I expected this and I am a little annoyed. The word shows that this is a predictable and maybe frustrating habit. But mostly typical is a neutral word. It is just a useful way to describe what is normal. In your English learning, you will have typical challenges. Maybe you find grammar a little difficult, or maybe you are shy to speak. These are typical challenges for many learners. Knowing this can make you feel better. You are not alone. It is a normal part of the journey. It is a typical experience. And that means you can find typical solutions that have helped many others too. So our word typical helps us understand what is normal and expected. It gives us a way to talk about patterns in our daily lives, in the world, and even in our learning. We have talked about 5 beautiful words, and you are doing an amazing job. We learned about value, which is what is truly important. We learned about sustain, which is about keeping things going. We learned about various, which means many different kinds. We learned about emphasize, which is to show importance. And we learned about typical, which is what is usual or normal. We are about to learn even more words that will make your heart feel warm. If you have learned something new already and you are enjoying our quiet time together, please do me a small favor. Hit that subscribe or follow button. I am here to help you learn English in a calm and happy way. When you subscribe, you will not miss our future lessons. Your support helps our little podcast grow. It helps me know that you are enjoying our time together. Thank you so much for that. Are you ready for the next group of words? I know you are. Let's do it. Word 6. Blunt. All right, let's learn our 6th word. This word is interesting. The word is blunt. Blunt. It is a short word with a strong meaning. To understand blunt, let's first think about a knife. A new knife is very sharp. It cuts easily. An old knife can become dull. It is not sharp anymore. This dull knife is a blunt knife. It doesn't have a sharp point. Now let's think about how people talk. Some people talk like a sharp knife. They are very careful with their words. They try not to hurt anyone's feelings. They are polite and gentle. This is called being tactful. Other people talk like a blunt knife. They are very direct. They say exactly what they think. They do not add extra soft words. This is being blunt. A blunt person is very honest and straightforward, but sometimes their honesty can feel a little bit harsh because they don't sharpen their words with politeness. Let's imagine a story. Sarah painted a picture. She is very proud of it. She shows it to her 2 friends, Emily and Tom. She asks, "What do you think of my painting?" Emily is very tactful. She says, "Wow, Sarah, the colors are so bright. You're becoming a great artist. Maybe next time you can try a different shape for the tree." She is kind. She says something nice first. Now let's listen to Tom. Tom is very blunt. He looks at the painting and says, "I don't like it. The tree looks strange." Tom is not trying to be mean. He is just being very direct. He is being blunt. He says what he thinks in a very simple, straight way. His words are not sharp or mean, but they are not soft either. They are blunt. Sometimes being blunt can be a good thing. It can be refreshing. If you need a very honest opinion, you can ask a blunt friend. A manager at work might need to be blunt. Maybe an employee is not doing a good job. The manager tried to give gentle hints, but nothing changed. So the manager might say, "Let me be blunt. Your work is not good enough. We need to see a big change." The message is very clear. There is no confusion. So blunt is a word to describe a very direct way of speaking. It means being honest, but maybe not very gentle. It is the opposite of being diplomatic or tactful. Knowing this word helps you understand different styles of communication, and it helps you choose your own style in different situations. Sometimes we need to be gentle, and sometimes a little bluntness can be helpful. Word 7, consequence. Our 7th word is very important for understanding life. The word is consequence. Consequence, it's another longer word. Let's practice. Consequence. A consequence is what happens after you do something. It is the result of an action. Imagine a child's room. The child plays with all his toys. He leaves them all over the floor. He does not clean up. What is the consequence? Later, when he walks in his dark room, he steps on a toy car. Ouch, that hurts. Stepping on the toy is the consequence of not cleaning his room. It is the result of his action. Usually, when we use the word consequence, we are talking about a result that is not so good, a negative result. If you eat too much candy, what is the consequence? You might get a stomach ache. The stomach ache is the consequence. If you don't study for your test, what is the consequence? You might get a low grade. The low grade is the consequence of not studying. The word consequence teaches us about cause and effect. One action leads to another result. Action, don't water a plant. Consequence, the plant becomes dry and sad. Thinking about consequences is a sign of being mature and responsible. Before you make a big decision, it is wise to stop and think. What are the possible consequences of this choice? Let's say you want to quit your job. That is a big decision. What are the possible consequences? A positive result could be finding a new job that you love. But there could be negative consequences too. Maybe it will be hard to find a new job. You might not have money for a while. Thinking about these possible results helps you make a better, more careful decision. You are looking at the whole picture. Sometimes there are consequences we don't expect. We can call these unforeseen consequences. Imagine a town builds a big new road to help with traffic. The goal is good, but an unforeseen consequence is that the new road is very noisy, and the people who live near it are unhappy. They did not think about that before. The word consequence is very powerful. It reminds us that our actions matter. What we do has an effect on our own lives and on the lives of others. It is a word that encourages us to think before we act, to be responsible and careful. And that is a very important lesson for everyone. Word 8, strain. Let's learn our 8th word. The word is strain. Strain. This word is about pressure and effort. Strain can be a noun, a thing, or it can be a verb, an action. Let's understand it with some stories. Imagine you are trying to lift something very, very heavy. A big box full of books. You bend your knees, you hold the box, and you lift. You can feel the muscles in your back and arms working so hard. They feel tight. That feeling of tightness and hard work is strain. You can feel the strain in your muscles. If you lift something that is too heavy, you can hurt yourself. You can get a muscle strain. This means you have pushed your muscle too hard. You have stretched it too much, and now it is damaged. The pressure was too much for the muscle. So, strain is about pushing something to its limit. This is true for things too, not just our bodies. Think about a small old bridge over a river. The bridge is made for people to walk on. One day, a very big, heavy truck tries to cross it. The bridge cannot hold the weight. The weight of the truck puts too much strain on the bridge, and the bridge might break. Strain can also be about feelings and relationships. Imagine two friends who are arguing all the time. They disagree about everything. They say unkind things to each other. These constant arguments are putting a strain on their friendship. The friendship is under pressure. It feels tight and difficult, like a rope being pulled from both ends. If the strain continues, the friendship might break. We can also use strain as an action word. For example, I had to strain my eyes to read the tiny letters. This means I had to try very, very hard to see. I had to focus my eyes with a lot of effort. Or, She was straining to hear the quiet whisper from across the room. She was using all her effort to listen. In our lives, we all feel strained sometimes. Maybe you feel the strain of having too much work to do, or the financial strain of not having enough money. This feeling of pressure and worry is strain. Recognizing this feeling is important. It is a sign that we are under too much pressure. It is a sign that we need to rest, or ask for help, or find a way to make things easier. So our word strain is about pressure, tension, and effort. It can be physical, like lifting a heavy box, or it can be emotional, like a difficult relationship. Understanding this word helps us talk about the challenges and pressures in our lives. Word 9, authentic. We are now on our 9th word. This is a word you might hear a lot today. The word is authentic. Authentic. Let's say it again. Authentic. Authentic means real, genuine, not a copy, not fake. It is the real thing. Let's think about a famous painting like the Mona Lisa. The original painting by Leonardo da Vinci is in a museum in Paris. That painting is authentic. It is the real one. You can buy a copy of the Mona Lisa to hang in your home. It looks similar, but it is not the authentic painting. It is a copy. So authentic is about being the original, undisputed thing. We can use it for many things. Let's talk about food. Imagine you travel to Italy. You go to a small family restaurant in a little village. The grandmother is in the kitchen making pasta from a very old family recipe. The pasta you eat there is authentic Italian pasta. It is real. It is made in the traditional way. It is not like the Italian-style food you might find in a fast food restaurant in another country. That experience feels authentic. It feels real and true. Now, let's talk about the most important use of this word. We can use it to talk about people. What does it mean to be an authentic person? An authentic person is someone who is true to themselves. They are the same person on the inside and on the outside. They don't pretend to be someone they are not just to please other people. Imagine a leader of a company. She is very successful, but she is also very humble and kind. She talks to the workers of the factory floor with the same respect as she talks to the managers in the boardroom. She doesn't change her personality. She is always herself. We can say she is an authentic leader. She is genuine. This is a beautiful goal for all of us. To live as our authentic self. Sometimes we feel pressure from society, pressure to look a certain way, pressure to like certain things, pressure to hide our true feelings. Living an authentic life means being brave enough to be you, to like what you truly like, to say what you truly believe, to show your true feelings, both happy and sad. It means not wearing a mask. It means being comfortable in your own skin. For example, after many years of trying to fit in, he finally felt happy living as his authentic self. He stopped pretending. He just started being him. And he found peace in that. So the word authentic is very powerful. It can mean a real object like a painting or a real experience like a traditional meal. But most beautifully, it means being a real, genuine person, true to your own heart. And that is a wonderful way to live. Word 10, evolve. Our 10th word is a beautiful verb. It is about change and growth. The word is evolve. Evolve. Let's say it together. Evolve. To evolve means to change slowly over time. It is not a sudden, quick change. It is a gradual development. usually from something simple to something more complex. Think about a tiny seed. You plant the seed in the soil. With water, sun, and time, what happens? Slowly, a little green sprout appears. Then the sprout grows taller. Leaves begin to unfold. Over many months or years, it can grow into a big, strong tree. The seed did not become a tree overnight. It evolved. It changed gradually, step by step. That is evolution. We can see this in technology too. Think about the telephone. The very first telephones were big, heavy boxes. You could only use them to talk. Over many, many years, they evolved. They became smaller. Then they became mobile phones you could carry. Then they became smartphones. Now, our phones are like tiny computers. We can take pictures, watch videos, and talk to people all over the world. The telephone has evolved over time. It was a slow process of change and improvement. This word is also perfect for talking about people. Our ideas and feelings can evolve. Think about yourself 5 years ago. Are you exactly the same person today? Probably not. Your ideas about the world might have changed. Your musical taste might have changed. Your goals in life might have changed. For example, her thinking on the topic has evolved over the years. This means her opinion did not just change one day. She learned new things. She had new experiences. And slowly, her perspective grew and developed. This suggests she is thoughtful. She grows with time. Your English skills are also evolving. When you first started, maybe you only knew a few words. Hello. Thank you. But every day you listen, you read, you practice. You are slowly adding new words. You are slowly understanding more. Your ability is not jumping in one day. It is evolving. It is growing stronger and more complex over time. So when you use the word evolve, you show that you understand that change is a process. It is a slow, steady journey. It is like a flower slowly opening its petals. It is a hopeful word. It tells us that we are always growing, always changing, always becoming something new. And that is a beautiful thing. Word 11, blithe. Now, let's learn a word that is a little more unusual, but it has a very specific and interesting meaning. The word is blithe. Blithe. It sounds light and airy, doesn't it? Blithe means cheerful and carefree, happy and without worries. In old poems, you might read about a blithe spirit. This means a happy, joyful soul, like a bird singing happily in a tree without a care in the world. That is the old positive meaning of blithe. However, today, this word has another, more common meaning, and it is a little bit negative. Today, blithe often means being carefree when you should be concerned. It means being happy and indifferent about a serious situation. It is being cheerful in a way that is thoughtless or improper. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a student named Leo. He has a very important exam tomorrow. All his friends are at home studying hard. They are worried. But where is Leo? Leo is at a party. He is laughing and dancing. He has no worries at all. He says, "Oh, the exam will be easy. I don't need to study." Leo has a blithe attitude about the exam. He is being cheerful and carefree. But his attitude is improper. It is foolish. The situation is serious, but he is not treating it seriously. His blithe attitude is the problem. Let's think of another example. There is a big problem at a company. The company is losing money. People are worried they might lose their jobs. Everyone is very serious and concerned during a meeting. Then one manager makes a joke about the problem. He seems happy. and unworried, he made a blithe comment. His comment was inappropriate. It showed that he was not taking the serious situation seriously. He was being indifferent when others were scared. This can make people very angry. His blithe disregard for their feelings was hurtful. So the word blithe has two sides. The old meaning is purely happy and carefree. The modern, more common meaning is being carefree to a fault. It is about being inappropriately cheerful and unconcerned about something serious. It is a very specific word for a very specific kind of behavior. It describes a kind of cheerful ignorance. When you understand this word, you can describe a complex social situation with just one word. It shows a deep understanding of nuance and feeling. Wording 12, ambiguous. Our 12th word is very important for clear communication. The word is ambiguous. Ambiguous. What a long and interesting word. Let's say it again. Ambiguous. Something is ambiguous when it is not clear. It is unclear because it can be understood in more than one way. Imagine I say to you, I saw the man with the binoculars. This sentence is ambiguous. Why? Because it has two possible meanings. Meaning 1, I saw a man and that man was holding binoculars. Meaning 2, I used binoculars to see a man in the distance. Which one is it? We don't know. The sentence is unclear. It can be interpreted in two different ways. It is ambiguous. The listener's mind has to wander between the two meanings. Let's think of another example. Your boss sends you an email. The email says, "Please finish the report by the end of the day." But you are working with a colleague in a different country where the time is different. Does the end of the day mean the end of your day or the end of your colleague's day? The instruction is ambiguous. It is not precise. So you have to ask a question to be sure. Do you mean by 5 p.m. my time? Asking for clarification is the best way to deal with ambiguity. Ambiguity can happen in conversations, in writing, and even in art. A painting can be ambiguous. You look at it and you're not sure what the artist wanted to say. Is it a happy painting or a sad one? Different people might have different interpretations. Sometimes poets or artists use ambiguity on purpose. They want to make you think. They want you to explore different possible meanings. But in most daily communication, like at work or in school, ambiguity is a problem. We want our messages to be clear and easy to understand. A good communicator tries to avoid being ambiguous. They use precise words. They give clear instructions. It is useful to know the difference between ambiguous and vague. Vague just means not detailed. If I say, "I will be home later," that is vague. When is later? 6 p.m.? Midnight? Ambiguous means there are multiple specific meanings. If I say, "The chicken is ready to eat," is the chicken going to eat its food? Or are we going to eat the chicken? That is ambiguous. Knowing the word ambiguous helps you to think about language more carefully. It helps you spot confusion. And it helps you learn to speak and write with more clarity. And clarity is a great gift to give to your listener. Word 13, facilitate. We are getting near the end. Our 13th word is a wonderful, professional-sounding verb. The word is facilitate. Facilitate. It sounds complex, but the meaning is simple and helpful. To facilitate something means to make it easier. That's it. To make a process or an action easier. The word comes from a Latin word, facilis, which means easy. So when you facilitate, you're making something easy, or at least easier. Let's imagine a group of people in a meeting. They need to solve a big problem. Everyone is talking at the same time. No one is listening. They are not making any progress. The process is difficult. Now, a special person comes into the room. This person is a facilitator. Her job is to facilitate the discussion. What does she do? She doesn't give them the answer to the problem. Instead, she helps the process. She says, "Okay, let's have one person speak at a time." She writes down everyone's ideas on a big board so nobody forgets them. She asks questions to help them think more deeply. She makes sure even the quiet people have a chance to share their ideas. She is making the process of communication easier and more effective. She is facilitating a productive conversation. Let's think of another example. Imagine an old library. To get a book, you have to fill out many papers. It is a slow, difficult process. Then the library gets a new computer system. Now you can find a book with just one click. The new computer system facilitates the process of borrowing books. It makes it easier and faster for everyone. The software helps the process. It facilitates access to information. Here's another simple example. A new ramp is built at the entrance of a building. This ramp facilitates access for people in wheelchairs. It makes it easier for them to enter the building. The ramp enables them. It helps them. Using the word facilitate shows a special kind of thinking. It shows that you are not just thinking about the work itself. You are thinking about how the work gets done. You are thinking about the process. And you are thinking about how to make that process better, to remove friction, to help things flow smoothly. Instead of just saying help, you can sometimes use facilitate. It sounds more specific. It shows you are helping a process. For example, a good teacher facilitates learning. The teacher doesn't just give information. They create a classroom where it is easy and fun for students to learn for themselves. It is a word about supporting and enabling others. And that is a very kind and sophisticated way to think. Word 14, succinct. Our second to last word is a beautiful one. It describes something that we all appreciate. The word is succinct. Succinct. Let's practice that. Succinct. Succinct means short and clear. It is the perfect mix of being brief and being easy to understand. Imagine you ask your friend a question. Why were you late? Your friend talks for 10 minutes. He tells you about his morning, his breakfast, the traffic, a phone call he got. His answer is long and confusing. It is not succinct. Now imagine you ask another friend the same question. She says, "My car did not start." Her answer is perfect. It is short. It is clear. It gives you all the important information in just 4 words. Her answer is succinct. Something that is succinct gets straight to the point. There are no extra unnecessary words. Every word is important. In our busy world, being succinct is a very valuable skill. People don't have a lot of time. They appreciate when you can give them information quickly and clearly. Think about an email you sent to your boss. Your boss is very busy. She receives 100 emails a day. If you write a very long email with many paragraphs, she might not have time to read it carefully. But if you write a succinct email with just 2 or 3 clear sentences, she will understand your message immediately. Being succinct shows respect for the other person's time. It is important to know that succinct does not just mean short. A short answer can be incomplete. For example, your boss asks, "What is our plan for the new project?" If you just say, "Marketing," that is short, but it is not helpful. It is not clear. It is not succinct. A succinct answer would be something like, "Our plan is to use social media marketing to reach younger customers." This sentence is still short, but it is also clear and complete. It gives the key information. That is the art of being succinct. To be succinct, you have to think clearly first. You have to know what is the most important message you want to share. Then, you choose your words carefully to deliver that message without waste. When you listen to a good speech, it is often succinct. The speaker uses powerful, clear sentences. Every word has a purpose. Learning to be succinct in your own speaking and writing is a great goal. It makes you a better communicator. It shows that your thinking is clear and organized. It is a sign of intelligence and confidence. So, let's all try to be a little more succinct. Word 15, eschew. Here we are, our final word for today. This is a formal and very powerful word. If you learn this word, you are learning something very special. The word is eschew. Eschew. Let's say it again, eschew. To eschew something means to deliberately avoid it. It means you choose to stay away from something or to give it up. This is not a casual choice. It is a strong, conscious decision. Usually you eschew something for a moral reason or a practical reason or for your health. It is a principled decision. Let's have a story. Imagine a young athlete. He wants to be in the Olympics. It is his biggest dream. To be strong and fast, he needs to be very healthy. So he makes a decision. He decides to eschew all junk food. No more sugary drinks, no more fried snacks, no more candy. He is not just avoiding them. The word eschew tells us this is a firm, serious decision. It is part of his commitment to his dream. He is deliberately giving up these things to achieve a higher goal. Here's another example. Think about a person who loves nature. She believes in protecting the environment. So she chooses to eschew plastic bags. Whenever she goes shopping, she brings her own cloth bag. She deliberately avoids using plastic because of her belief. Her action is based on a principle. She eschews single-use plastics. You would not use eschew for simple likes or dislikes. You would not say, "I eschew broccoli." You would just say, "I don't like broccoli." You use eschew for bigger, more serious choices. Choices that are part of a lifestyle or a strong belief system. For example, some writers have a very simple style. They choose to eschew long, complicated sentences. They believe simple language is more powerful. It is their artistic choice. A person trying to live a more peaceful life might decide to eschew arguments and conflict. They deliberately choose to walk away from fights and seek peace instead. Eschew is a formal word. You might not use it in everyday casual conversation. You will see it more in books, articles, and formal speeches. But understanding it is very powerful. It shows you understand a very deep idea. The idea of making a conscious, principled choice to give something up or stay away from it. It is a word about self-control and commitment. So to eschew is to deliberately reject something. It is a single, elegant word for a very strong and deliberate action. And that is our final word. We have just spent time with 15 beautiful words. If you understand them now, your heart for English has grown so much richer. We started with simple ideas like value and typical, and we traveled all the way to powerful formal words like succinct and eschew. How did you do? How many of these words felt new and special to you? Which ones are you excited to remember? The goal of our time together was not to test you. It was to give you new tools, new ways to see the world and to express your feelings. Now you can understand the feeling of keeping hope alive, which is to sustain it. You can talk about a direct and honest person by saying they are blunt. And you can describe making a process easier by saying you facilitate it. These words help you communicate with more color, more feeling, and more precision. This is how you grow more confident in English. You now have a set of special keys that can unlock deeper meanings. Now, I have one final gentle challenge for you. To help these words stay with you, I invite you to do one small thing. Choose just one word from our lesson today, your favorite one. And please, write a simple sentence with it in the comments below. This is a wonderful way to facilitate your own learning. It helps make the word truly yours. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. It was a joy to share these words with you. If you found this lesson valuable, please subscribe and follow our podcast. We have many more lessons like this planned for you. Keep learning, keep growing, and remember to be kind to yourself. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. I will see you next time, my friend. Goodbye for now.